no question, the big game today was in France, where they thrashed the Dutch by 4-0. That, coupled with Sweden's defeat away against Bulgaria, France all but through then to the World Cup next year. This was some performance from the French, wasn't it? At some stage, it looked like they were just toying with the Dutch.
Well, we talked yesterday briefly in the show about the Dutch, for those that watched, and how Dutch football has just not bringing these players through anymore. Yes, some of the older players were there, Van Persie off the bench, Sneijder's there, Robben's there, but they're all coming towards the end of their career. Whilst the French, it's all young, dynamic, powerful players that are all playing at the top level, either in their own country or abroad. And after the disappointment of the Euros, where everybody thought they were going to win when they got to the final, they didn't. They've picked the baton up again, and Deschamps has arguably got one of the best squads, if not the best young squad in world football.
I think one way that you can look at this is, while the Netherlands are featuring guys like Arjen Robben and Robin van Persie and Wesley Sneijder, in the French national team, there is no place for Karim Benzema.
Yep.
And as big a name as he is, and he plays for Real Madrid, and whatever differences he has with the manager, who are you going to take out of this team? Who are you going to take out to put Karim Benzema in? All of these guys, every time that somebody comes onto the field, they seem to make a difference. Mbappe comes off the bench and he looks like a world beater. Lemar all of a sudden scoring this sort of goals. And let's not even talk about Antoine Griezmann. There's talent everywhere. Paul Pogba, Kante. It's like you can. It feels as if you can have two French national teams and you can barely put together one Dutch team. It was always going to be a different game. 4-0 pretty much to tell the whole story.
I mean, I suppose you would take Giroud out and put Benzema in, but the other argument to that, I mean, that would be a clear choice if they were at club level. But in all fairness to Giroud, we hammer him playing for Arsenal, but his goal-scoring record for France is literally 1 and 2. It's very good, and it suits Deschamps' style of play, and he can make the changes. So, yeah, that's how good the French are at the moment. They can leave 3 or 4 of the stars out and still field a very good side.
Meanwhile, Robbo, as good as the French have been, the Dutch have just completely collapsed, haven't they, after finishing, what, 3rd in the World Cup back in 2014. It's a bit sad, really. We all grew up watching these great Dutch players, and now there's just, well, none of them.
Well, there's a massive problem in Dutch football because years ago, as you just said, they were developing great players. They had the best coaches in the world, but they've been stuck in time. Their style of football is all about possession. In the games that I cover, most of their games, they have 75% possession. That wasn't the case tonight, but they don't penetrate with it. They pass the ball round the back. They stay in their position. There's none of this free-flowing football that we've talked about the Dutch before. They are in an absolute rut at the moment, and it's got to start with their FA. They've got to change the coaching structure. They've got to change their philosophy, because if they carry on doing the things they're doing at the moment, they certainly won't qualify for this World Cup, and they won't qualify for World Cups to come for quite some while.